Welcome back to Tweed Heads, everyone. Ham here. Welcome to all our new friends, and thank you for dropping a like and subscribing. It's good to have you here. And don't forget, at the end of every episode, we do try and do some track rides, whether it be trains, planes, ships, cars, people. We don't do people track rides. All right, what are we doing today? We're down here at the tunnel that we put in last time out. I did do some extra little tidbits of detailing after I did that episode. We're going to jump on the opposite side of this tunnel and just fix a couple of things today, and maybe just add a little bit more element of detail and fix up the road there. I'm really unhappy with that road, how it goes through that section. So we'll fix that up. And then we'll head back down south towards Kingscliff and so forth. And we will go ahead and continue with our stations and our track laying, so we can get those lines in and get those people lifted and shifted. The train's passed. That's the intro done. Can you believe it? I did an intro in like a minute. Oh, I can't believe that. I'm going to write it down in my journal. I don't have a journal, but if I did, I'd say, today I impressed myself. I did an intro in a minute. Right. I've already deleted the road out of here. Right, I deleted it back to here, and then I went ahead and I just got the level, just so I could have a look at a couple of things. But what I did is I just took the level off the track here and just punched a little bit more room in and around here, just grading back things grading things back a little bit. Gosh, I just finished a stream just before. My God, I was speaking Spanglish, like I'm still doing it now. Anyway. I digress. Let's get rid of some of these. I know that they go when we put it in, but I like to have a clean view of what I'm doing here. What I'm essentially doing is I'm going to bring that road up just to square it off a little bit and loop it around this way. You just get a bit of a cleaner junction. Bring up our country. We are using this road. So I think the essential thing to do here would be to potentially come from that way, but see, we're kind of like, maybe I can go like that, and see, you can already see like, okay, so let me just show you. If it runs like this, you can see how the boom gates actually work better that way, do they? No, because they're kind of on the tracks here, and I don't like that. That's what irked me about it before. But if we go ahead and we do something, maybe I need to take back a little bit more room. Then I can put the land back in. Just do that, Ham. Take some room and then put it back. How's that sound? It sounds expensive. It does sound expensive, doesn't it, champ? Does anyone else call themselves champ, or are you just special? Yeah, so something like that, right? Now, what essentially I should probably do is then... Oh, I see the issue here. We're not exactly on a nice little bendy boo. And then you can line back up with that road. Are we just really laggy or something? What's going on? Yeah, I think just opening jitters. Opening jitters, yeah, the game's got opening jitters. Yeah, the game's got opening jitters. Yeah, see? That's lovely. Then we can do some, like... Oh, you know what would be lovely here? And it doesn't have to be, you don't have to go crazy. Look, straight off the episode, start of the episode, we're doing some detailing. I hope you guys don't mind that, but you just put in a little bit of a rolling hill. Nothing crazy, nothing too serious. I know that looks stupid. Just give me a second. Also, you can probably, you know, I'll do something like that there. Do we have road? We do have a road, but that road's connected there. I think that's fine. We'll just grab our smoothing gun. I'm going to take the strength right down to like 0.2, because you can still see how strong that is. I just wanted to give it a little bit of kick there. We'll take our paint, and we're going to texturize this with, where's the forest here? Not that one. I think I want to use maybe this one here. We're going to take that brush down to there, take that down to there. We're just going to mark up around the edges here, like such. Right, the edges near the road. Right. And then, I mean, I suppose we can do it all the way along here, realistically, where the tracks are there. But what we'll sort of do here, grab me a bit of gravel, and then just sprinkle that in either side of the path. Right. Detailing with Ham. Then we'll get our assets brush that we like to use, our trees, we're using sugar maples, we're not using those, we're not using those. I'll use the red delicious, I'll use the common hazels, and I'll use those ones. Come back up here, we'll tone your strength down, take the brush size down. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. Right, so that'll be fine like that. Right, and we'll even do it here. It'll actually help this area. In fact, crank the strength. Crank the strength! We'll punch that in there. Yeah. Oh yeah. This one I don't like. The council's been tasked to come along and trim back the hedges on the road. Okay, so yeah, that looks a little better through here, I think. Looks a little more... Yeah, look at that. Let's take a little jolly ride through. Thanks. Good timing. We'll take a little jolly ride through here. Just have a look, eh? Look, that you don't even have to wait to the end of the episode. We're doing a track ride. Yeah, I think that's better. I'm much happier with how that junction's coming through there. Right, and then the other thing I wanted to do here, and it's not necessary because it is a remote area, but I think chucking some little like country looking fences in just might be what the doctor ordered around here, and something a little something like this. Can we have you shifted to the rat? Now notice how I'm taking it back, and you can see the dirt and stuff is still way out here. I'm leaving a big sort of edge there, right? And I'm only going to take that fence to like there. You should have probably lined that up, Ham. No, I'm okay with that. In fact, I might, do you want to do anything there? Yeah, I'll tell you what I want to do. I want to take this, I want to get a ploppable little old rundown thing. I think it's in the Ingos one here. Ingos. Like something like this is all I want. Yeah, see how it looks dilapidated, run down? That is kind of perfect. Great. That's all I want. And then, we haven't even done the tunnel yet. You're just doing trackside stuff. Yeah, trackside stuff's important. I'll be retaining a lot of this stuff along here too. Normally I pop this stuff in, but sometimes I like to just do it with you organically as well. What I've got an idea here. I think what we'll do is we'll chuck in the bugger on toast. It's called snakeweed or whatever it is. Broom snakeweed. Oh yeah, look at that. That's boom. Boom goes the dynamite. I haven't heard that saying in so long. I don't mind that being up there. In fact, I'm going to put the weeds in the window. Yeah, that's good. And then just, look, change the random scaling of this as well. And so what we're going to, oh, thanks autosave. What I'll show you here is an effect you get with this grass, right? This snakeweed grass. And I'll show you what I've done with it up here. And it's just subtle, but as you're coming along the line, what you'll see, especially when we ride this, you'll see under... Oh, yeah, I haven't shown you all the detail I've put in since. My bad. And the texturing, I've been texturizing rocks and stuff. But you can see the snakeweed along under the fences. Really, really subtle bit of detail that can go a long way to lifting and facelifting your track rides, right? As you're just booming along down here. Just a bit of subtle snakeweed. And look for these patches where the grass is like a little bit richer, as opposed to the gravelly areas, and just go bing bada bong. Right. And then you just get these lovely little tufts of grass. We've got a bit of an access way in here. I think the best thing to do would be to paint that up a little more gravelly. Oh, thanks Georgia, but you can go now. I think we'll do something like this a little bit more here. Right. So it looks like that. Shame I can't drag that dirt, that gravel, out onto that road. But I think you get the gist there. And in fact, if I have an asset for a truck, we'll go ahead and I might utilize this old tugger down here. Not just something subtle like that. Looks really good. Mate, do we have any people? We can just chuck a bloke standing next to it and a lady or something out for a, just sit out here watching the trains roll by, having a date day, you know? What are you doing? I'm taking Myrtle down to the train line and we're having a session. I don't know if that's the kind of thing you talk about in Transport Fever 2, but we just did. We're having Myrtle and Turtle. Okay, they're having a session down at the train line. Watching the trains is all I'm implying there. Could you throw something like this in down here? Yeah, you could. 100%. Right? It's another sort of rundowny old shack sort of thing. I don't know where the people are. I do have them. Just don't know if I've implemented them all. I do have some. I'll come back later. You get the gist, right? You get the gist. Let me just go ahead. What are you going to do with this line here? Actually, I could continue that fence just along here a little bit, couldn't we? Just to get the gist. I'll leave a slight gap there, and in fact, I'll cut out a bit of that. That's a different fence, Ham. Yeah, I want this one. Champ. We're going to go left. And we're going to have you curved. Let's maintain some decorum of like leveling and nice sort of curve in it. But here's another thing I want to do. I want to just go pop, bang, whizzle. And we're going to just take out that corner as well. And I'll leave the posts in. In fact, we'll take and just leave a couple of like broken, like the... What's going on here? Like the game thinks I keep wanting to delete tracks, so it was doing really buggy stuff then. I'll leave a couple of things like that, right? Leave that and just have some posts there. You could do the old snakeweed trick. These are little things anyway, I hope that you pick up and you might add to your game as well. Actually, you can sit there. In fact, that implies itself to be some really good rock work. We'll go the darker. You know, some little something. Whoa, holy snap and rock, Batman. Because we're going to be retaining down here, so it might, that's large. It might, look, we did a lot of this on stream the other day, so I'm not going to do too much now, but you get the gist of it, right? Throw in some mangroves just to cover it off. And we've seen me do this plenty of times before, but so I might go ahead and detail this in on another live stream when we do it. We can have a little play around here, but we can sort of get this overgrown effect down along here. After the bridge, we can switch into the retaining section to go under this bridge, and then it sort of banks out a little bit, so we might be okay just to sort of feather it out there, or maybe I'll do some more rock work. But this section here, I definitely want to have like an old rock wall retaining section. And we'll probably do that. In fact, Mad Hatter's new mod is probably a really good one to utilize in there. And that is in this fence line thing. And that is his retaining walls he's got here. And I'm thinking that's a seawall. But I'm thinking like I want something a little bit more grimy and grungy. I do. In fact, I'm actually going to have it this way. And I'm going to have it down like that. It's a little, still a little. That's probably the best one. So we could go ahead and definitely throw something like this in, right? We can have, yeah, curve, right? So something like that. Right. So you can do something like that. And then we can go ahead and finish up the rock work here. And I wanted to show you guys how I do this. And then we can come back and do more of this later. But it's strange detailing areas like this because it's almost a bit of a nothing area, but it's a nothing area that becomes a something area. The more you detail it, the more you play around with it. And you can see, look, it's taken us bugger all time just to punch some of this stuff in. So with this tunnel, I had a bit of an idea. I wanted to, I'll show you the idea I had. Now, knowing that we're utilizing this darker brick, we want to keep it uniform across the board. So we're going to go to here, we'll go to there, we'll go to our bricks, darker, and that's the stuff we're utilizing, right? Now, when it comes to the actual tunnel itself, and I'll show you a couple of things here. Give me I need the object strength. I forget what strength we used. It might have been actually minimal. Might be minimal here. Actually forget the one we used. Can you take the height? That is the height, Ham. Yeah, my bad. How far up did you come? Now, hang on. Oh, size. I think I took the size down. Right, let's get the size of this right first. I also think I used yeah, I did. Or did I use 6 meter? No, I think I used 4 to 8. 8 seems to be the winner. And your size probably comes down another level. Does that look like the brick we're using? Yeah. 10? 10. 10's across the board. Right. Come over here. And we'll go over here. Spin you back around so I can get you... Hey, there goes our train now. Smoking up the joint. Right, so easy done. We're just going to get you nice and square with the face. This is all I do, right? And the great thing about these tunnels is you can see that you can actually cover up the brick that's there, but you can still maintain these lovely little, like, Besser block or sand block or whatever they are, details on the side, right? Can you give me another twizzle? No, you can't. I think you're going to be best there. Right? So you can see there the detail that you get. You still get this lovely little edge here around the brick. Now, I've got an idea when it comes to how I want to do this tunnel a little bit differently to the last one, and which is going to make our job a little bit easier also. The cool thing is I can set you back to 100. Hang on. You're 100. I can set you back to 100. I can take you to 175, I think. What were you over here? What were we using for the bigger ones over here? I don't think we were that big though. No, we definitely weren't. I think they must be just 100. Which they are. It might be even smaller there, but that's okay. We can get away with that here. Right, so let's square you up with the tunnel. You might have to come up here a little bit. Okay, and same sort of thing. We're just going to go, hey. You can come up to there. And then while we're in that line, I'm just going to bring you down, all the way down. That. And that's basically how I get that done. It's not hard. Like, you can fiddle around, you can do it. But we'll add a bit of a different element into this tunnel on this side. Today. Just finished that sentence. Full stop. And there, right? Okay. Now you're probably thinking, what about that bit, Ham? Yeah. That's the bit we're going to do something different with. Now, unfortunately, what I want is an angled triangle piece of brick work. I don't have that. I could probably do it using other elements or other stuff. There will be something somewhere. Today I'm just going to use these stairs, and until I find something that works for me, that's what I'm going to use. And we're going to crank the size right up. Maybe 200 is the G.I. Joe. Take you down to about there. No, actually, I need to zoom in so I can see where I can square you off. Now, are you touching ground? And that's basically where we're having you. Like that. Yeah, I like that. It came, I thought it was going to look super terrible, but it came up a little bit better than I thought, having that tunnel just like that. Yeah, I like that. Now, in here we got some little sections, which is fine. Don't want that. Can you just give me that? Can you take the size back down to 50%? Object height, 200. And then we can go ahead and just add a little bit of detail on the corners. And I know this is different to the other one. We can get back to the other one at some point later and do some more detailing. And I can probably go ahead and like that better on the outside. I can probably go ahead and do the old snap it in. But I thought it would be just fun to do some of this today. You know, we play games to have fun. This is how I have fun when I play games sometimes. I love just being creative. I'm not the best at it, so don't get me wrong here. I'm not. There are a lot of amazing detailers out there. If that's your thing, I'm your friendly neighborhood mediocre detailer. Right? A little something like that. The cool thing is, because we've capped that out like that, when you get your base plate and you go to cap the roof off, cap the roof, baby, cap the roof, don't cap the roof, baby. Are you singing Rock the Boat, but with Cap the Roof? I might be. Now, your strength needs to dial down. 40? A lot more. Nope. Wrong. That's what it needs to be there. The size. Is it the... Oh, it's the size. It's always the size. Always the size. That's still not right, Ham. You've got that completely wrong, buddy. Yeah, I need you to be like... Yeah, I need you to be exactly that, actually. Right. When you're happy with it where you want it, which I want it like about there, so it does leave a little bit of a lip. What are you doing, mate? What are you doing? That's where I want you. And then you can just slap in the other one. The other one doesn't have to be as perfect, because when you're doing track rides, you're not seeing that. And you know that we're going to cover up this roof with a lot of grass work. But that's our little tunnel for today. And then, yeah, obviously, chuck in some trees, whatever. Chuck your plant life in. Do your thing. You know, throw a few boulders in. Can't hurt, can it? No, well, I mean, yeah. Okay, it can. Get the old snakeweed. Oh, the old snakeweed. Broom snakeweed. We'll have you that and probably that. Right, finish that off. Do a couple of little things like that. We'll throw in a couple of trees here and there, something a little bit like that. Throw in a bush and a tree. Peach trees are always great. The peach trees are really good. No, hang on. No, which one was it? It was the lemon tree. The lemon trees, right? The lemon trees look like... Now, where is it? No, that's not it. They look like... Yeah, here. They look like the little bush, but bigger. So I really like using these two together for detailing in areas, just to like it's a dad one and it's a baby one, or it could be a mum one and a baby one. Right, so we get our lemon tree. Yeah, lemony fresh. You know, something like that. And that's our little train entrance. And obviously I'll do some detailing up around the back there and stuff too. Yeah, I get it. Right, punch it in there. And you can use this to make it look like a bit of a bushier area. Okay, I think that's coming along nice. I'm gonna delete this because I'll do something better. I'll do something not better, but different down here. When it comes to retaining this, we might come back and pop that in later. I might get rid of that too. But yeah, I think that's definitely a much better. I know that's 26 minutes or so of me recording so far, and 1 minute of intro. So to me, I prefer doing things like this. Like, I just think this adds an element, and it's not hard to do something like this, right? I kind of like the dirty dirt there. Let's feather that gravel off a little bit like that, please. Something like that. You've got a bit of a retaining that needs to happen here, Ham, because of that road. What's happened there? Yeah, that'll be fine. All right, let's crack on. Could look at it forever, but we'll do a track ride and look at it another time. So we made sure that we established ourselves with a bit of a freight station here. We're probably going to turn into some sort of passenger station to go with it. We got up to Banora Point. Yeah, we got up to Banora Point here last time out. This is where we ended the line. Now we've got a tram system in, right? Everyone that's been following the series knows that we've got our trams that go between Tweed and Banora, and they hook up with the port over here that does our connection point there. So eventually it makes sense to get a train line in now. But I don't want to. I want to leave them. I don't want to do too many trains everywhere. But what we will do is Banora Point, I want to have a train station, and I want to have a train station here, and I want to use it as a bit of a switching point. So get on a tram down to the port, port up to here, until in the future we get trains rolling through here a little bit more, because our point is getting Casuarina, Kingscliff, and Chindera up and running. Now, I don't know where I want to put the train line here, but I think the only kind of option we're going to have is sort of on this little bend just here. Get our terrain tool, strengthen it up, grab that height, give ourselves that plateau just there. We can, ooh, wow, now that's a road. We might have to do some adjustments there. We've also got that road there. So what is the purpose of this road? If not to troll Ham. The motorway also comes through. Just ignore that. The motorway is obviously 2012? What? Oh my God, that's years away. It's also years in the past. I don't know. Put the... I guess that's the best spot for the train station, isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it lovely? Buildings. Let's train buildings, Sam. Right. What are we going to use for our train stations down here? You didn't go and buy new train stations mods off the store, did you? Firstly, you don't buy them. Secondly, it's a workshop. And thirdly, no. I'm going to interestingly, no catenary. Oh my God, we're in 1938. Stop. Wait, we need 30. Is it 38 or 39? Oh, you cheeky bugger on toast. All right, chat. Remind me to turn quarter speed off when we get to 39. Even though I know that you're watching this in the future. Do it. You got one job. Actually, you got 3. You can comment and talk to me. That'll be nice. You can leave a like, and you can just sit here and enjoy things. I'm trying to think here. The motorway is going to punch. I think what we might do. This road doesn't get an upgrade till 1996. And I'm thinking what's going to make sense here is if this motorway ends up flowing into this main road. Yep. So this might actually become the end of the motorway. And before the AI decides to take it over, I'm actually going to reclaim that back. I'm going to have it as player ownership, yes. Right. I'm just going to do that. In fact, I'm not going to hook you up, but I will take you as close as I can. Right. Because we'll do some kind of tricky junction, old matey. Like roundabouty system thing, whatever, in the future to deal with that. Right, so a train station by the motorway. Interesting, Ham. Well, we could take a little detour. R2 detour. Wait a minute. That's a dirty trick. That road's not even there. I've been tricked. There's a track winding back. I hope no one expected me to have this finished today, because it ain't gonna be. Right, we got this lovely road down here. So, I mean, the tram. We've got the trams up here, right? The trams can actually circumnavigate through the train station. Right, so site Alpha. I'm going to use this station. I'm going to have you at 240 of your finest. Now, the cool thing is we do sort of want to slip out over that way. So I'm thinking we're going to point you in similar fashion. I don't want to encroach on this. And what I'll do with this timber yard is I'll make it look like a proper forest. Like a proper timber forest for a forest, a bloody forest for wood chopping. Oh my god, why can't I think of it? I'm really struggling lately. In fact, you shouldn't be playing games and telling people what you do. You know what? Ham, just have fun. So the train line comes out of there, swings up here. I'll give you that much room. Let's hook it up and just see how that looks. Can you not have catenary, do you think? Bada bing, bada boom. Now, this is going to require us to double track this eventually, is it not? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah, I do want to delete that. And I want to put it back in. That one, 122. Is that the side you want to put it on? And I mean, when it comes to the tunnel itself, I think the main thing to remember there is we can always just do that. And we can single bypass the tunnel, which is totally fine also. Okay, so configure that station. And do that. You say arm a lot. Is there something wrong with your arm? Oh, yeah, good joke, Dad. It's such a dad thing to say, isn't it? I'm only a dog dad. You know you've told the worst dog dad when the dog farts, rolls his eyes, and walks out of the room. Right, that's a bit of a sad-looking... sad sack. Right, give me the packages, please. Packages. We're looking at this style. Well, I'll put a toilet block down the end here. Make you walk all the way to the end of the station to go to the bathroom. It's just the kind of guy I am. A good one that gives you bathrooms. We're going to have you attached to there. You to there. Do you have any more friends? Yeah, this one. Oh, these are fun. That one can be attached to that. No, it can't really. There you go. Give you one down here too. Right. Are you having both sides? Tell you what I'm doing. No. Well, no. I've got some ideas for just here already. I might go ahead and leave that. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Let's go to the misc section. Do we want to have, as you come out of a tunnel, do we want to have something like this though? I don't think it really suits the aesthetic of what you've got going on. Something like these might more. That's a bit large. I don't think I like that much. Do I want to kind of keep it open maybe? Yeah, I think we will. And I like the fact that they do that. And what I'm going to do... that. But what? Can we get the stairs in here or not? Are we looking at... Are we looking at possible... No. Yep, stairs ain't gonna work there, champ. So you can just chuck in these for me. One there. There. Oh, you've got the old mateys. Why don't you have the old mateys? Oh, it's because of that roof. How interesting. It doesn't like those roofs, everyone. Right, we'll change up the roof style after you've put the subways in. I think we want subway there and subway there. Why don't you just put them there? Good idea. I'll put them in between like that. That way we can have the building sections open. Does anyone else take this long when they do there? Do you guys take that long when you do your that's that one there? No, that's not it. VanHam words. See, it's got this weird thing just there that I don't like. Oh, you know what? Just chuck it down. Autosave. Just throw them in, right? Just do it. Right. What you can do is we can throw something over that, like a detail of something. Yeah, throw a detail on it. Sure. What about the train side cafe? Come on down, grab yourself a train, come in and hang out in the train. So look, you can make it look like it's an actual little area where you could, oh, that's in the way of the thingy there, but you know what I mean? Know what I mean, Valvoline? You could do that, and it's just an old carriage that's been stupid, Ham. I'll think of something better to go there. We're not going to waste our time with it today, but basically that's in. For El Momento, we'll do that. Oh, I just realized you're going to need a turnaround section up here, aren't you? It ain't going to work. You could tunnel it underneath, you know. No one would ever pay for that. What crazy council would do that, ever? But it don't matter, because we're doing it for today. We'll come up with something a little more elegant later. 40 minutes in, Ham, and you've put one station in. Isn't this game great? Yeah, but that was probably going to be the hardest station to get in. To get in. And do you know the funny thing about today is while I won't redo every station that we've got going on down here, you're just going to simply go here today. Then you're going to, the cool thing about Kingscliff is I actually feel like coming down this way, and I really want to slide the train under here. I don't know what your topographical will show in terms of, I think it should be okay. Yeah, that's the right height through here. Quite literally, you could use this section down here. I'm just going to stay in this mode for a second, team. Just going to take this road here and redo it along this bank. Because, oh, yeah. Are you Ham? Are you? We have to get down to Casuarina. So you're going to slide under the bridge. No, I don't think that'll work. I think it's going to be better like here. Check you down to that size, please. You do everything the hard way, you know that, right? Yeah. Because I'm thinking, like, it'd be easy just to slap one over here. But I'd really like to sort of get a nice entrance in here. What we might have to do with Kingscliff is get our terrain tools. We'll do a little bit of a tier system here. The ideas are flooding in already of how I'm going to detail this whole area up, right? And so the ideas I've got is we're going to build a tier system up here. What I mean by a tier system is simply exactly that. So the tier system hopefully will bring roads around. And we're going to do this lovely retained tier system around here. Take the brush size down just a couple of pegs. And you never know, we might get some lovely houses built down on it as well. And then we could probably retain that off also. So just to show you what I mean, it'll be something a little like this. Now, I probably won't leave the roads down here, but I think I will. Are they still player ownership? Yeah, so good. Because I don't want the AI building down here as such. And then you are going to plug in to here, but I've got to have this road first. Do a little something like that, right? Now, bring that road to there. And that way I can retain that train station. I can retain it all, put some, and so the idea will be retained and some beautiful garden beds along it. I'm sort of landscaping it as we're building it, if you know what I mean. And now this road actually here doesn't have to be player ownership, no. Okay, yeah. As long as they build out on this side, on the inside here, I don't want them building in there. We can do some. I can just delete the houses out later another time. But as long as I get the look I want in here, that's all I care about. Player ownership, yes, it can be on there. And what I want you to do is I want you to straighten up there and just start to come up for me like that. Then I'm going to tuck you around and in, and have a nice day. Right. Yeah, good. We'll get something lovely there. And so don't have player ownership and just do that for me. Is that going to affect your train building ability out over? You're up quite high there too. Yeah, we're going to have to come up higher here, aren't we? What if you come down onto this tier level? That's not a bad idea, guys. If we actually go ahead and come around here, it's going to be a better height for everyone. Now, I know what people are going to be saying. They're going to be like, why don't you put a curved, why don't you get some curved stations? Now, I don't mind curved stations, but I don't need to. I still do the retaining thing like we spoke about, everyone. I think we'll still do that up here. I think we'll still do that up there. But it's just giving me a visual indication of how I want to do this. Also, that road there is going to change up again now. It might actually end up sliding underneath and going up and around. The track-wise, it's a 58. You can get it to a 60. How much is this? Oh, it's 1939, guys. Thanks for reminding me. Gosh, we can now put airports in. Na. Just dirty ones. I mean, just dirt ones. Dirty one, Sam. Ooh, dirty one. I'm gonna shorten this bridge up. Tighten. I'm gonna clean up all this area. Let me know in the comment section down below if you're okay with this style of gameplay. I mean, the point is to play and progressively build, right? This is how we play. We don't always have to just build everything at once and punch it in and off we go. Like, things take time. We got to plan things out so we can get some good looking track rides. Yeah, see, that's need you to stay flat for. Whoa, that's a dip. Yeah, you're gonna have to remain flat. No, you're not. If I do that. Whoa, look at the... I'm okay with that because I'll just go ahead and fix that line up. Yeah, I will do Crowfly's line there. And then we'll just brush it. We'll brush it in. Like you brush your hair. I don't brush my hair. I wake up. And that's life. And now if you've seen my live streams and you haven't, you'll probably then remind me and say, Ham, maybe you should brush your hair. If that's how life is for you. And you know what? Shut up. I'll brush my hair, or I won't. Isn't that funny? We're playing a Transport Fever 2 game, and the guy you're watching is currently talking about brushing his hair. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, where did I go wrong in life? But I will say to you, where did you go right in life that you're not the one behind the recording mic talking about your hair? And that should make you feel just a little bit better about yourself. Seriously. Thanks, game. Yeah. I am much more happier with that because we get our train line through. We can get like the vision I have compared to what you're seeing here in my head. It's gonna look this little, like the shot that we're gonna get from that, the pictures, the track rides through here. Chef's kiss. I can already see it in yesterday's paper. Yesterday, all my newspapers seem so far away. Now, Kasarina. Hey, Kasarina. What are you going to do with this place? Because I don't like that it just like thaws straight off the side of the map. Ham, do you want to explain what you mean by thaw? Yeah. So I don't know if anyone's seen Marvel or know about mythology or, oh my God, or Asgard. It just does the old rainbow Asgard bridge straight off the end here. And I don't like that. If you know me, you know I don't like that. I wish they would come up with a better option for these sandboxes other than just the void. I wish there was like, here's a good example in Farming Sim, and Farming Sim ain't perfect, trust me. Farming Sim ain't perfect. But in Farming Sim, they employ this thing with maps where it's all fake map land out there. Like, give us some options to have just landscape scenery out there. Not just the void. Right, and then so we start to get these cool sort of effects in through here. You know, I've done this before plenty of times. And in fact, I might actually take you like that. Hey, yeah, sure, that's not how this map rolls. Like that. Give me the assets, give me my my assets, my tree brush should still be set to how it was, yeah. And then take you back up and get the brush size to there. Oh, lovely. Don't like the void. I don't like the void, everyone. I try and avoid it by when you come into the station here, it just looks like there's a mountain there. Yep. That's a little bit different. Over here, we've got infinity pool. Come on, swim at the infinity pool. Now, I don't know if you're like me, but I'm looking at this here, and I want to go straight up the guts. Straight up the guts here, and I want to put in a terminus. Right. Have you thought about the track ride today, Ham? Actually, I wanted to punch in some semblance of a line, and throw the line actually in, and we can do the track ride down in here. Down to here, back. I'm going to do this. I'm going to leave myself room on this side. Yeah, I like that. Brick wall along that road too. Yeah, we're going to do a little something like this. A little something. Oh, thank you. And I don't mind that we've used a different station down here, by the way. For the Peckinger buildings, are we using this? Oh, this red brick one. Red Dead Brick 2. Oh, you mother trucker. There we go. So what I want you to be is like there. Wait, you're gonna need... I might have to put this in first. Buildings wise, because I think, you know what would be nice down here for Casuarina? Maybe just a little... okay. I'm going to need to know from you, chat, in the comment section down below. Casuarina, Kingscliff, or Chindera. I don't think Chindera. I think these are your two options. Kingscliff or Casuarina for trams. I'll leave the ball in your court. Trams at Kingscliff or trams at Casuarina. Or trams at both or trams at none. Because the plan I'm thinking is do a little whistle. Oh yeah, is to slide this in here like this somehow. Yeah, actually that'll work. You just build that anyway. Can you get that road to tuck into there? Nope. Nope. What if you do this? Oh wait, this is a really good option. If you haven't seen this, make sure you get your road. I don't think we're going to have it wide enough here, but you can cul-de-sac it a little bit. I might actually still do it. Oh, you're not going to do it. You can kind of get a road, right? And then you can cul-de-sac it. Right, if I could line it up. Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, like that. Maybe the bigger one? Yeah, look, see? Cul-de-sac. Suck you, games. I said suck. You. I don't know why. I don't know why I said it like that. Suck. I meant to say sucked in. But I think it coincided with another phrase. Right. Now that's not going to work there. Well, that is. This also is going to have to get a rework. Because you got to get train lines down there. Yeah, we'll get them in there, actually. We'll get them in there. Fix the lineup. Ham, are you worried the fact that the show is still rolling? Funny thing, and I don't know if many of you know about this, but YouTube is going along the, and I've been doing a little bit of research, but YouTube's going down the train line basically of not phasing out, but they're not super keen on promoting long form content. They're trying to compete with things like TikTok and so forth, right? So what's happening, what we're finding is happening is on your YouTube pages, when you, oh, that's the wrong one, Ham, you muppet. On your YouTube pages, when you go to look at your channel, your favorite channels or whoever you're watching, just let's say I'm your favorite. And what's tending to happen sometimes for people is they're seeing a lot more shorts plastered all over the home pages and stuff. Or when they're opening, let's rephrase this. The better example is when you open up your phone or whatever, your tablet, whatever you're watching YouTube on, you're seeing a lot more, it's better, short form content smeared all over the place. Now, that in turn is meaning that they used to have about 5 rows of long form content. People that make gaming videos, build videos, whatever videos, in a long form format where it'll be like me editing this an hour plus long. There used to be about five videos across your front home screen, right? And so what they're doing now, I should have done that before I did that. In fact, I will. So now what they're doing is it's about 2 to 3 long form videos, and it's now at about 5 or 6 from memory, I think, short form videos smeared across, because what they're trying to compete with TikTok, and that's the gist of it. So they're punishing basically the content creators that are putting the hard work in. And here's the other funny thing, and there's actually a great video. I watched a guy do a doco. He'd made a little doco video on it, but basically, people, and you can see this, people are setting up just channels. I'm gonna have to get rid of all this. People are setting up channels, going over, and they're using AI, right? Get this, they're using AI to go and copy manuscripts from other people. So people that have, let's take an example of a war video or something really trending or popular right now, and it's a business model, right? People are doing this because YouTube's allowing it to happen. Like, I'm not having to go at the people doing it. YouTube's allowing it, so therefore it's a thing. I'm gonna fix this road up too, because I don't like it. In fact, I don't like any of this, so I'm gonna fix it all up. And fix all this up, and we're going to redo it. This section sucks. You two get lost. So right, back to what you're saying. Yeah. So what's happening is they're taking the AI. They're using AI to take the manuscripts of other popular videos. Then what they're doing is they're using other programs. I'm gonna maybe now take you out to help generate them the content, rewrite the script, and they're using other AI to regenerate these manuscript so it's not exactly word for word verbatim from the old one. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I really like that. And therefore, what's happening after that is they're turning it into the same content, but for their channel. In short form content. I'm talking shorts, like maybe even a 5-minute video or whatever. And so they're getting millions of views, literally millions of views. And the trouble is YouTube are profiting off it. So they're not going to stop it, right? They're not going to stop it. They're not going to do anything about it. In fact, it's probably going to get worse for people, like content creators, until it gets better, which I don't know when that would be. But that's sort of what's happening with the industry on YouTube now. YouTube is, it's a really weird sort of time, because YouTube's pushing towards this whole, they're trying to compete with Twitch and close Twitch out almost of the market, whilst also just pushing towards short form content mostly. It's a really weird dynamic what's going on with it. Interesting sort of rabbit hole to go down and have a look at. I'm going to just punch that road up there too. I kind of like this. I kind of like that. It just makes me feel a bit better about that. Right. It's a much better entrance. What are you going to do about the turnaround? You know how you got to turn around? Yeah, I do. Also, you double tracked out of there. Yeah, that's fine too. Show's getting on, Ham. Look, are we here for a good time? Yep. Track, buildings. I need a packenger. I need you to not have catenary. I need you to be the Portuguese sleepers, and I need you to be at least that long. Now, because this is kind of polar opposite side of the map, do you want to put a little like maintenance facility shed system out here at Kingscliff for your trains? That way you can have your turnaround section in it also. So what I'm thinking is, Lincoln, maybe Ham, this is a thing you have to do next time, and for the moment, just get this in here. Yeah, Roger. Copy, over and out. I think that's a smart move too. I think get the train in, get it rolling so we can do a track ride. Then we can deal with the prettiness of it later. You did all you used up all your pretty stuff at the start. Anyway, I hope yeah, if I hope you guys find that information sort of semi-interesting, what I was talking about. Oh, hey, that's a bit of fun. Peter, how are you gonna? How are you? How are you? Like that. Now I'm gonna keep you on the squareness. Actually, I'm gonna use this bridge. Are you? No, you're okay. I don't want you that close to the road, though. You can afford to be like that. Yeah, that's good. There's a bit of a height disparity there. I'm okay with that. I'm going to give you a little bit of line. I'm going to take my height here. Yep. I'm going to take you to there like that. I'm going to spin you to there like that. I'm going to take you down to there like that. Right, so what that's going to allow me to do now is take that bend, and that. Just because I wanted to change up the heights down here, that's all, because you can see we're on a bit of a gradient. In fact, I don't want that gradient, do I? I want to take this height here. You can see that's the difference we've got. So that's fine. I think that's too extreme. Cam, do you think you can just plug it into the bridge, maybe? Yeah, it's still doing horrible things. All right, well that's fine. Okay, and then you can now take it back to that corner, can you? Yeah, you can. And I can make that a little more gradual. No, you still want to do it, don't you? Just fill the gap in and it'll be fine. Gosh. Oh, look, you want to get your tracks right, okay? All right, so we just need to connect it up and then put a line in. We're only going to put a temporary line in today. I love that. I love going around that bend like that. That's cool. I'm going to make you do that. And then we're going to feed into there. Take me to the April sun in Cuba. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Do, 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 do. Right, just like that. I've almost used up all my words today, everyone. All right, do 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 do. We're gonna have segments where we're gonna single track it. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna leave that today, and what I'll simply do is just pull the line from the straight section here. Like that. Yeah. This is just for today. Because I have a feeling we might be using the other line. So do the same like that. Yeah, that's pretty good. Cool. That's our little turnaround down here. You know what we'll do today? We'll just chuck a loco on it, will we? Just chuck a loco on it? Yeah. Are we swinging out that way or are we swinging over the bridge? No, we're swinging out this way. I don't even mind that the bridge starts back here. I think that looks really cool how it starts on the land like that. We need an epic bridge, which we don't have yet. Yeah, it's too early for the epic bridge. What about the green machine? Oh, the green machine's nice, but I think I like this one for a bridge this size. You know, look, so let's just we'll double check our track. The track can it can all link up. It'll come up this side, then it'll shoot down there. Then we just need to bring you up here. Get rid of that bit of road. We'll have to reconstitute the roads a little bit at some point too. We'll get you winding back. Like that. Perfect. We'll get you up here. Then we'll get you married up there. I'm okay with the 96 bend. We can probably clean the track up later. No worries. You can go straight through there. You can go straight through. No worries. Like I said, today is just going to be about a track ride down here and see how we go. All right. Cool. Let's punch in the line and we'll call it South Tweed. No, what are we going to call this? The Southern... No, we'll call... You know what we'll call it? We'll call it the Kingscliff. Yes. But for today, it's going to stay lime green. For today, we're going to call this the Kings testing new line. Yep. And we're going to add stations. We're going to add them from back. Actually, the stations are only running. Just realized I'm going to have to do this, aren't I? Oh, you dodo head. You heard it first here, everyone. You heard it first here. You dodo head. Oh yeah, captain of the insults. Before we actually punch in this line, you know who's going to be mad if I don't do this for the track ride? Sometimes I think I just play the game just for track. Oh, I do. My bad. Right. The rest of it we're not going to worry about because we're still in maintenance. We're still in build mode basically. But for today, we still want to ride it and test it. Right. I like that. I'll leave that. Right. So the line itself, get in the station now. We're going to start from here. Do you want to put your signals in? Oh, I just realized I am going to need to do this, aren't I? It won't matter too much for today, but it's good to, if we're going to have double tracks in areas, it's good to practice getting them going the right way. Into there, reverse out to here. You're gonna go back up there, which you can't. But now you can. But then you don't have a way to get up here. But now you can. Even though you've just take out that bit and then add it back in. Nah, okay. You don't want to. You don't want to. You don't have to. I don't blame you. You're going to shoot back around there, up there, up there, up there, up there. It's a long way. I'm thinking Banora, when we eventually put it in, I'm thinking just Chindra to Banora should be its own train. Maybe. Right, and then you have to say, hey, you got to go through the signal. Boom. Friggin' signals. Like if you want it to go to, there we go. There we go. We could do the same down here too. And say, you know what? Hey. Hey. Casarina branch. You pull into Casarina. Hey, Casarina. Then you pull into here. No. Just hang on. Game. I've given you my life. I've given you everything. I want you. Oh, ham. Ham, 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 ham. Right, you got it sorted now, buddy? Kingscliff. Casarina. Into here. Yeah, well, you don't pull into that station. Are you dumb? Don't answer that, because we know. Have I missed a bit of track or something? You pull into here. Then you can peel off into here. Oh. Go and bend it like Beckham. You pull into here. Wait, first, you know what I'll do? I'll say this. I'll say, hey, you're going that way? And you're doing this as well. Oh, yeah. I see what we've done there. Yeah. So, right, my bad. I was opposite week for him. You can come into one. Then you can come down to there. Then you can revert. Yeah. Look, guys, I had a bit of a brain fart, okay? In fact, this will have to probably be switched. So the track is flipped over that side. That's okay. For today, it'll be fine. Let's buy a train. Let's just going to buy a loco, our testing loco, and go and ride. Oh my God, we got to buy it from over here. How fun. Right, team, that's it for today. Thanks for hanging out and listening to my ramblings. Thanks for being here. It's the year. Actually, we got diesels. We got steamers. What are we going to use? Can we use this? Oh my God, we've rinsed the budget today, have we not? Let's hit the speedy. I kind of want to use one of these just as a test train. They're expensive to run, but we're only testing it. Can we just make sure that we're making all right money? I mean, the scorecard's looking a bit... Oh no, I think these are the ones that just drop in and out all the time. They're fine. We are making squillions of bucks anyway, so it doesn't matter. We can afford to run a class for a tester on this. Funny fact, I've rarely used the 442 Hiawatha and the Class A4. I've rarely used these trains ever. Except for today. We're going to buy you. It's an expensive purchase, but we're here to have fun. I'm going to set you on the King's testing new line. Please say you can get there. Oh, hell yeah. Wait, one. Wait. Tap. We're not even putting carriages on it? I mean, we can. We're only testing it, aren't we? Put some carriages on it, Ham. Don't double it up. No, hang on. Sell that one. Rename it. The King's Tester. This is the King's Tester. Now put some packages on it. Super Chief Wagon? Don't know about that. Now this goes 145. Hello. Hello. Good looking train. Team. Maximum episode today. Enjoy this. Enjoy this little track ride. Have a great rest of your day wherever you are. See you next time. See you around the traps. See you when I'm streaming. Or see you maybe when I'm looking at you. That'd be weird if I was. Stay safe, stay glued to your screen. Please drop your comments down below. I'd love to have a chat with you about today's ramblings and what we've got going on. And I'll see you all very, very soon for some more fun and games. All right, get out of here.